it's Betsy from Cuttin Corners Vinyl in Nederland, Texas, and today we have a bonus tutorial, and it is a collab, with one of my friends over here on YouTube, and that is Christy from Christy Creates. Now, she reached out to me and asked if I wanted to collab with her, and I looked at her stuff and I was like, sure, that sounds like a blast, because she is super creative and she works with a lot of the same elements I do. Dollar Tree crafts, finding all of the little things from like Dollar Tree and Hobby Lobby that you can recreate at home for inexpensive. So I would definitely recommend to go check her out. I will have her linked down in the description. But yes, tell her Betsy sent you. Okay, so what we're going to do today is we decided we're gonna each do a Valentine's craft. Now, if y'all remember the other day, I went to Hobby Lobby and I purchased this big old board. It is a 48 by like 9 3/4 inch board. So we're gonna paint and stencil on some letters. So for today's tutorial, you're gonna need your board. You're gonna need your transfer tape. We're also using Aura Mask stencil film. Both of these are available on my website. If you're interested, it's linked down below. But remember, you don't have to purchase from us for us to do these tutorials. You're also gonna need some Mod Podge and your paint. So for the colors that we're using today is the Americana Chalky Finish in Refreshing, Rogue, or Rouge, not Rogue. And then I'm using the Folk Art Home Decor in Rich Black. And then my chip brushes I bought at Hobby Lobby, not Hobby Lobby, Harbor Freight. So if you'll give me a moment to change the camera angle, we'll go over how to make this. So as you can see, I changed my filming setup a little bit, and I'm not sure if we're gonna be able to catch the whole board, but we'll be able to, yeah, we got most of it. So I'm taking that refreshing color and one of those 2-inch chip brushes from Harbor Freight, and we're just placing a thin little base coat on here, but I don't care if it's perfect because I do want to go through and use some of my black and kind of make it a little bit more farmhousey. So we're just gonna take and coat the entire thing. This is a beautiful color, which this would also work if you want to make this sign reversible. You could easily take and use the same, I dropped part of the label, color on front and back for spring decor. So just if that's something you would be interested in, you could take and just paint one side, let it dry, and then flip it over and do the other. Or you can do what I'm doing and decorate the one side for Valentine's Day, and then once Valentine's over, go back and paint it again on the other side. So as you can see, this just applies paint nice and evenly, and you can take and paint your sides if you want to. I'm making this as one of those like leaning signs, so I'm not really concerned with the sides or the edges. I mean, I'm getting it a little bit with the paint, but I mean, it's not something I care about a whole lot. One of the most important things though, whenever you are using like chalk paint like this, is to keep your strokes going in the same direction as the wood grain. It really kind of helps with the overall look. But tell me that doesn't scream farmhouse. I think it does. So there we go. So now this is nice and coated. So what we're gonna do is let this dry for about an hour or so, so it's got the base coat dry, and then we're gonna kind of come back and add a little bit of black to our edges. But yeah, I mean, it's that simple. Now I might want to take and add just a tad bit more right there, because there's a knot in the wood. But yeah, we'll come back. As you can see, I have my board laid out and the mint is dry. So I'm going to take the black chalk paint. We're gonna go ahead and open this up. Gotta remove the cover off of it. It's a brand new bottle. Okay. There we go. Wipe off my fingers. Okay, so I'm gonna take another one of the little chip brushes and dip it into my chalk paint, which I have already taken and shaken up. So, just get a little bit on the edges. And then I'm just taking and just kind of dry brushing the edge just a little bit. And then I'm gonna take a paper towel and I'm just taking and wiping that all over. So I like to keep the coat of black light on here. So again, just take a little bit and just kind of rub it in. And the good part about it is if you go too heavy on your black, you can easily take and go back over with your mint and fix it. But yeah, we like to have it a little bit heavier at the edges. But yeah, that's all we need to do. So now we're gonna let it dry and come back and do our letters. Pencil mask laid out, it's already masked over. So the first thing I need to do is fold it back, remove the paper backing, and lay this down, which it might take me a second. I forgot to grab a pick, but I've already mapped out where they're going, which you can easily do too before you place everything down. So that's good. So I'm just using a squeegee, squeegeeing it down. Move that out of the way. Which I typically save my leftover transfer tape, just in case you're wondering. So again, we're gonna remove the paper backing, which where it's got the line up at the top, it's easier to remove it there. There we go. Roll it back with it held tight, makes it easier to work with. Okay. Looks pretty good to me. Again, take our squeegee, squeegee it down, remove the clear transfer tape, stick that on the wall. Okay, now we've got our heart. Again, removing from the top is always the easiest. Okay. Nope, I'm gonna have to move my L because I've got a lot of transfer tape left on that one. Okay. Okay, that looks pretty good to me. Squeegee it down. Remove the clear transfer tape off of it. Okay. And last but not least is the letter L. Okay. There we go. Okay, I'm going to squeegee it down. There we go. Okay, so that is all now ready to go. I'm going to go over everything, make sure it's nice and flat. Okay. Now, I have some dishwasher safe Mod Podge, but any Mod Podge will work. So, this is an unopened container. I just got a new one. So, I'm going to take and pour this into this clear cup. Okay? So it's easier to get to with our brush. Grabbing one of our 2-inch chip brushes. And now what we're gonna do is take that dishwasher safe Mod Podge and apply a good, thin, even coat over our letters. This will help with bleeding. As well, you don't have to do this process, but you know, sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. It kind of depends on what mood I'm in. So there we go. And we're gonna let that dry for a little bit, and then we're gonna come back and we're going to paint. I have the Mod Podge drying. So what I'm gonna do is take the rouge color, and I'm just gonna take one of those 2-inch chip brushes, and we're gonna go ahead and paint our heart. And I have a purpose for this. Just paint nice, even, short strokes. Okay. And I wanted a good little base coat of red because I decided last minute that I'm gonna make a change. So we're gonna close this up. And what's left over of the Mod Podge in the cup, we're gonna make some glitter paint to go over the top. So I'm just gonna take, this is some extra fine crimson glitter, so it's just red glitter. We're gonna pour it in with our Mod Podge. And this was $2.99. I think that one came from Hobby Lobby. That's the brand from Hobby Lobby. So I'm gonna wipe my hands off. And we're gonna mix our red in with our Mod Podge. And we're gonna take and just apply a thin glitter coat. It's not gonna be super duper sparkly. You could make it super duper sparkly if you want, but I like it like this. There we go. So the heart portion is actually done. So we can go ahead and remove, put this on my paper down below. Our transfer tape. And if you see, I did get some red on my little dots, but since I'm removing this while it's still wet, I can easily take and wipe it away. There we go. And if I don't wipe it all the way, I can take and cover it with some black paint. But you see how easy that is to fix? Okay. Oop, I touched my heart a little bit. It's okay though. We're gonna take our little chip brush and fix that. Very easy. And just take our paper towel and clean it up. And it doesn't have to be perfect because again, this is like one of those kind of folk art, not really folk art, but that type of project. So now we're gonna grab some black chalk paint and put a glob of it in a cup. Not a whole lot, because you really don't need a whole lot for this. Grab a chip brush, take and dip, and just spread the board's not perfectly level, so. So there we go, there's our L. And I don't mind if it's, as I said, I don't mind if it's not perfect. I like imperfections when it comes to that kind of thing, because that's how you can tell, like that's where the craft comes into it. Okay, almost finished. Okay, so now we can go ahead and remove our stencil off of here. Got to get a good starting point. There we go. And a lot of times I'll take and use leftover 651 as well as a stencil, for a stencil. So it kind of just depends on the project that you're doing. So there we go. Okay. I'll set that to the side. And then I have a little bit of bleed. So we can go over that with the mint. Go ahead and remove our V. But doesn't this look so good? I'm loving how it's coming out. And then last but not least is the L. Okay. And we still have a little bit of the stencil material right there. There we go. Okay. So give me a sec. Got my refreshing paint color. So anywhere where there's like little things that don't make me the happiest, such as right here, I can kind of just touch up a little bit with the refreshing, or a little bit right there. Excuse the printer going off. And then on the E. But there you go. Now it is finished and give me a minute to change the camera angle and we'll show you the completed project. Look how absolutely cute this turned out. It's hard for me to show the entire thing because it is 48 inches tall. It is almost as tall as I am, but I love how it came out. Now don't forget to check out Christy's channel at Christy Creates. Again, I will make sure she's tagged down below. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and we'll see y'all later. Bye.